Okay, it's been about 5 or 6 days. Either way, less than a week of a break, but I'm still recording these in quick succession, am I? That count? Good. One last thing about my health is that because of the shape of my teeth, I'm finding it. Where am I going? It's kind of a little difficult to talk because, like, the teeth is like kind of cutting my tongue a bit. It kind of hurts. My tongue is already in bad shape as it is because mainly I eat a lot of spicy food. Good. Clearly that saves time. If I didn't get distracted by the bomb. Anyway. Spicy food, probably not good for my tongue. And I've been trying to avoid spicy food, and so far it's been working. But the spicy food kinda makes me feel like my taste buds don't exist, if that makes sense. But thankfully it feels a lot better now, mainly because I'm not eating spicy food anymore. Well, barely eating spicy food. I still eat spicy food. I like spicy food. Just not at nearly as often. So, what's the next subject? Electronics and stuff. Like, basically what amounts to my entertainment nowadays. Because I don't really have much to really entertain me. It's like way long ago we used to watch TV like, you know, a normal person would. Well, more like an average, everyday person. But ever since we moved to this place, we still had TV then, but like, I don't know. Last time I really watched any TV was like almost a decade ago. Like, yeah. And I'm not gonna talk about TV too much. That's for another day. Like, there's also home consoles. Like, nowadays, all we really have is like a Wii to play games. Obviously, we have GameCube games and Wii games to play it on, but we don't really have many controllers for it. Like, I think all of our controls are broken at this point, including our Wii remotes. Like, I think there's only one Wii remote that really works, so can't really do multiplayer. Nunchuck, also broken, so can't really play stuff that requires nunchucks, such as Mario Galaxy and stuff like that. But yeah, that entertainment's kind of gone now, because our living room is like really stuffed. Like, we just, there's no workspace in the living room anymore. It's also where I used to record. Now, all I can really record in is my bedroom. That's it. We used to own other consoles too, like a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo 64. Like, those were my favorite consoles to play on. But we never got a chance to play either one of those here. We used to when we lived anywhere else except here. And boy, was it a fun time. Like, there's just no chance for multiplayer anymore on physical console. There just isn't. We don't have the controllers for them, and even when we do, it's like very short-lived because we barely have motivation to play in the first place. Because we have our computers and laptops. We do have games for N64 and SNES, although the only SNES game we have at this point is Yoshi's Island, I believe. We still have kind of a few N64 games, like Donkey Kong 64, Mario Party 2, just 2, Pokemon Stadium 2. We have 2 copies of Pokemon Stadium. Monster Truck Madness, Beetle Adventure Racing, All the fun games. I can explain in more detail in due time, but I expect this to be a short episode, so I'll keep things a bit brief. Because you get the point of why I'm not really recording that much, or really doing much anything. Point is, we don't have access to really any consoles. Well, that's for home consoles. Plus, also, our NC4 was kind of given away to our sister, big sister, as well as the games. All we really have at this point is our Wii. Not even GameCube, just Wii.
Come on, Tails.
Oh, and also I used to play on the PlayStation 2.
You made it.
But just our PlayStation... We have like 5 PlayStation 2s, but not a single one of them works. Which is a real big downer for me, because... Well, really the only game I play on the PlayStation 2 is like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. Final Fantasy X-2 is like... I can never get a working physical copy, ever. It just doesn't exist. That or PlayStation 2 suck. Our 5 different PlayStation 2s. That's about it for home consoles. As for handhelds, all I really have is my... Is there a flag up there? Yeah. All I really have at this point is my Nintendo DS. I have several Nintendo DS Lites. Most of them are broken. But I at least do have an original model Nintendo DS. Which I absolutely love. Because of the clicky buttons and a little bit bigger D-pad. It's much better to me than a DS Lite, which feels kind of spongy. Kinda. Another big reason I got a Nintendo DS original model was because I wanted to like get a capture board for a DS. So I could like record or LP properly, like have a more enjoyable time streaming or otherwise recording like over 20 of my favorite DS games. Like the DS is seriously one of my like easily top 2 favorite consoles.
You got it.
I just love its library. There's barely any games on it that I own that I would call not fun. I could explain the library of them, but I can go into more details when I actually stream a DS game or something. I do also own like GBAs, but kind of what's the point of the GBA if I own a DS anyway? Like, DSs can play GBA games. Well, I do have a GBA SP, which is better than a GBA original, if you ask me, for the same reason that I love the DS original model. Clicky buttons, not spongy buttons. And also, it's much easier to hold and really do anything with. Well, I guess another advantage to GBA over DS is like the fact that you have link cable and stuff. And I do have a GBA GCN link cable for like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure Director's Cut. Which, when I do Chow Series, I surely am going to show off those features. Most likely not on physical console, though, because I don't have a capture card or anything. Another thing that's good about the SP is rechargeable battery, and it uses the same charger as the DS original, so that's really good. I love the library of GBA games that I have as well as Game Boy games. That's another advantage to a GBA, I suppose. But alas, now my only access is really DS or GBA games, and I barely feel any motivation to play those either because, like, I'm busy with many, many other things.
Come on, Tails.
I could still play them.
See you later,
I just don't have the motivation to. Not only do I have not motivation to play games, I also don't have motivation to, like I said, really do anything.
Hooray!
The fact that I have very limited access to games at all, except not really because I can just emulate everything. The fact that I have too many things to worry about, I just don't feel like I have free time. But I really do need to figure out something casual I can do, and my lack of options really hurts, you know? So, the only thing I really play on nowadays is obviously my laptop. Which is more or less fine by me. Kind of, except not really, because I struggle to have anything casual to do. And this laptop, as I said before, is a behemoth compared to my other laptops. This laptop can run Dolphin and its Wii games. It can't run every game, but it can run games. Many games. Still struggles to emulate like PlayStation 2 or like 3DS. Can I even do this now? Sonic's so close to the goal. Also, this mission, yeah, this is the worst mission in the game.
Come on, Tails.
And how I just failed is exactly why.
See you later, Tails.
There's nothing good about this mission. Anyway, like, this that's pretty much the extent of what this laptop can run compared to the others. It can also run Sonic Adventure 2 on Steam. Unlike my previous laptop. My previous laptop is quite enigmatic. It could not run Sonic Adventure 2 on Steam at full speed, despite the laptop before that one being worse, can run Sonic Adventure 2. So it's like, question mark? And while I could play games on my laptop, like, I still don't because, like, what I do to, like, keep myself from going insane is, like, watching YouTube, which is the equivalent of TV to me. However, because I am watching YouTube, it's a little difficult to do stuff at the same, other things at the same time. Playing games especially being one of them. For me to play a game, it's like, games I play is just now a project in itself.
Come on, Tails.
Mainly RPGs, or the biggest factor, Pokemon. If you know me, I play games to, like, absolute perfection. Not only 100%, but I also, like, go, like, for instance, a Pokemon, I have to get a Living Dex.
Hooray!
I have to get every TM, every item, get every hidden item, get a Berry Dex. Just do everything. And just, but for Pokemon, it's like, there's so much stuff that I either don't know about or have to really, really plan out how I'm going to do this. Like, Pokemon involves way too much planning for my brain. It's like, anytime I play it, it just feels like a chore. I say this only recently playing like Gen 1, and I have no one to blame but myself for playing it 4 times, because, you know, red, green, blue, and yellow. I played all of them. I living dexed every single one of them. Took necessary notes, or at least what my mind thinks is necessary notes. Catching some of the Pokemon really broke me, such as Dratini in the Safari Zone. Dratini is harder to catch than Chansey.
Right, Tails.
I will never be convinced otherwise. I caught like 8 Chanseys. Like, I encountered 3 1% Chanseys in a row, and
All right,
when I saw the third one, I was like, you know what? Let's try to catch this one, and I caught it first try. That's just my luck in a nutshell. And I'm not even looking for Chansey. I was looking for literally anything else. Well, I was mainly looking for, like, Scyther? Yeah, Scyther. I refuse to catch it. I refuse to pay the Game Corner coins. I could very easily do that, but no, I gotta do the challenge and catch everything. It's the type of living dex where you can't evolve something. You have to catch it. If you can only get it by evolving it, then so be it. If you can get it by catching it, then you have to catch it. I do that. It's interesting. Just don't do it for don't do it like 4 times in a single generation. You only need to do it once. Pokemon's the best example of why I can't just enjoy playing games anymore. 'Cause it's mainly just RPGs.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah! Oh, fuck you, Sonic. Wait, I keep the rings? Why do I keep the rings? Yeah, that sums about that. I think that's about it for this one. I can talk more about why I can't just do anything for other segments. I think subjects I want to talk about involve them anyway, so yeah, it all slots in. 4 more to go. Then I can make some plans and stop worrying about this once and for all. I'll see you next time for Knuckles.